If you are over 60, you are losing your ability to climb stairs right now, and you don't even know it. Your quadriceps are shrinking. Your gluteal muscles are weakening. The nerve signals from your brain to your leg muscles are degrading. This is happening whether you are 45 or 65 or 85, and by the time you notice, you will have lost years of muscle mass you cannot easily recover. I am 102 years old. I spent 45 years teaching physiotherapy at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. I published 63 papers on age-related muscle loss. I was considered an expert on sarcopenia, which is the fancy medical term for the progressive loss of muscle mass and function that begins in your 30s and accelerates after 50. I knew everything about how to prevent it. I taught hundreds of physiotherapists exactly which exercises would stop it. And at 67 years old, I could not climb the stairs in my own home. Let me tell you what that felt like, because you need to understand what is coming for you if you do nothing. I was hosting a dinner party, something I did perhaps 4 times a year, colleagues from the hospital and the university. We had a lovely evening, wine, conversation, the usual academic gossip. Around 10:30, people began to leave. I walked them to the door, said my goodbyes, came back inside. The dishes could wait until morning. I was tired. I wanted my bed. I walked to the bottom of the stairs, put my hand on the railing, lifted my right foot to the first step. Nothing happened. Or rather, something happened, but not what I intended. My leg trembled. My knee felt uncertain. I put my foot back down. I thought perhaps I had simply drunk too much wine. I tried again. Same result. The muscle strength was not there. The power to push my body weight upward had vanished. I stood there for several minutes, trying to understand what was occurring. I had walked up these stairs thousands of times over 30 years living in that house. The stairs had not changed. I had changed. My body had betrayed me while my mind was busy elsewhere. I slept on the sofa that night. In the morning, I tried again. It was marginally better, but still difficult, still frightening. I had to pull myself up using the railing, hauling my body weight with my arms because my legs could not do the work. That was the moment I realized everything I had been teaching for decades was not theoretical knowledge about other people. It was a warning about my own future that I had been too arrogant to heed. You see, I had committed the same error that many intelligent people commit. I had assumed that understanding a problem intellectually meant I was somehow immune to it personally. I knew that everyone loses muscle mass after 50. I knew that women lose it faster than men. I knew that sedentary behavior accelerates the loss. I knew all of this the way you know that smoking causes cancer or that you should eat vegetables. It was abstract knowledge. It applied to other people, not to me. I walked everywhere. I was busy. I was thin. Surely that was enough. It was not enough. It was not remotely enough. Here is what I need you to understand, and I need you to understand it right now because you do not have time to waste. After age 50, you lose approximately 1 to 2% of your muscle mass every single year if you do nothing to stop it. By age 70, you will have lost roughly 20 to 30% of the muscle mass you had at 50. This is not a distant problem for your elderly future self. This is happening in your body right now, today, this minute. The muscle fibers in your quadriceps are shrinking. The number of motor neurons connecting your brain to your leg muscles is decreasing. Your body is producing less of the proteins required to build and maintain muscle tissue. This process does not care whether you feel young, or whether you go for walks, or whether you have always been active. It is relentless, and it is universal. The good news, if there is good news in this rather grim picture, is that strength training reverses sarcopenia, not slows it, reverses it. The research is unambiguous. Progressive resistance exercise can rebuild muscle mass and restore function even in people in their 80s and 90s. I have seen this in my patients. I have seen it in myself. But you must start now. Not next month, not when you retire, not when you notice symptoms, now. Because once you lose the ability to climb stairs easily, you have already lost years of muscle mass, and while you can rebuild it, the process is slower and harder than prevention would have been. Let me tell you about the 5 exercises that saved my life. And I do not use that phrase lightly. These exercises gave me back 35 years of independent living. They allowed me to remain in my home, to continue my work, to maintain my dignity. They are not complicated. They require no expensive equipment. But they must be done consistently, and they must be done correctly, which is why I am going to explain not just what to do, but why each exercise matters. The first exercise is the slow sit to stand, and this targets your quadriceps and gluteal muscles, which are the 2 largest muscle groups responsible for pushing your body weight upward when you climb stairs. Sit at the edge of a stable chair with your feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Move your feet slightly back so they are behind your knees. Push up into a standing position using your leg muscles, not by rocking forward or using momentum. This is the concentric phase, and you should do it relatively quickly. Then, and this is the crucial part, lower yourself back down as slowly as you can manage. Take 3 to 5 seconds to lower yourself. This eccentric contraction, this slow, controlled lowering, is what builds muscle mass most effectively. The lengthening of the muscle under load creates the stimulus for growth. Do 10 repetitions. Rest. Do another 10. Work up to 3 sets twice a day. If you cannot stand without using your arms for assistance, use them. Start where you are, but focus on that slow lowering phase. That is where the adaptation occurs. The second exercise addresses the gluteus medius, which is a hip stabilizer muscle on the side of your pelvis. This muscle keeps you upright and prevents your pelvis from tilting when you lift one leg, which is precisely what you do with every step you climb. You need a small step, perhaps 4 inches high, or you can use the bottom step of your stairs. Stand beside the step. Place one foot on top of it. Push through that leg to lift your body up until both feet are on the step. The key is that the leg on the step does all the work. You are not jumping up or using momentum from the lower leg. Then, step back down sideways, 10 to 20 repetitions on each side. As you get stronger, use a higher step. The lateral component of this exercise is what activates the gluteus medius differently than forward step-ups would. The third exercise is the step down with weight, and this comes from research published in 2022, showing that eccentric strengthening with added weight produces remarkable improvements in muscle mass and performance in people over 65. Stand on a step facing downward. Slowly lower one foot to the floor, taking 3 to 5 seconds to do so. Control the descent. Then bring that foot back up. The eccentric phase, the lowering, is where you want to focus your attention. Once you can do 20 repetitions comfortably, add weight. A 10 to 15 pound dumbbell or a weighted vest. This additional load accelerates the muscle building process because it increases the mechanical stress on the muscle fibers during the lengthening contraction. The fourth exercise is single leg balance, which trains the neuromuscular control required for safe stair climbing. Stand near a wall or sturdy furniture. Lift one knee toward your chest and hold this position for 5 to 10 seconds. The standing leg is working hard to stabilize your pelvis and maintain your balance. The raised leg is strengthening the hip flexors that lift your leg onto each step. If this is too difficult, hold on to support. If it is too easy, close your eyes or stand on an unstable surface. 5 repetitions on each leg. The fifth exercise is the forward step up, which integrates all of the previous movements into a pattern that directly mimics stair climbing. Place one foot on a step that is at least 8 inches high. Press through that heel and push your body up onto the step. Bring the other foot up to meet it. Step back down, leading with the same leg. 10 repetitions, then switch legs. Focus on pushing through the heel of the elevated foot rather than using momentum or pushing off with the back leg. These 5 exercises take perhaps 15 minutes. You should do them at least 3 times per week, though I do them nearly every day. They are not exciting. They are not fashionable. They do not involve any equipment you would see advertised on social media. But they work. They work because they directly target the specific muscle groups and movement patterns required for stair climbing. They work because they use eccentric contractions, which are the most effective stimulus for muscle growth. They work because they train balance and neuromuscular control alongside strength. And they work because I am still climbing stairs at 102 years old. Here is what I wish someone had told me when I was 50 or 60. Your body does not care about your intentions or your intelligence or your professional credentials. It responds only to the mechanical stress you place on it. If you do not use your muscles, they atrophy. If you do use them, they adapt and grow stronger. This is not a moral judgment. It is simply biology. I wasted years knowing what to do, but not doing it. I told myself I was too busy. I told myself that walking was enough. I told myself that I would start tomorrow, or next week, or next year. And then, one evening, I could not climb my own stairs, and I realized that tomorrow had run out. You still have time. You still have tomorrow, and next week, and next year. But that time is finite, and it is diminishing. Every day you wait is another day of muscle loss you cannot easily recover. Every month you delay is another month closer to the moment when simple tasks become difficult, then impossible. I am not trying to frighten you. Well, perhaps I am trying to frighten you a bit, because fear is sometimes the appropriate response to a genuine threat. Losing your mobility is a genuine threat. Losing your independence is a genuine threat. These things do not happen suddenly. They happen gradually, so gradually that you do not notice until the damage is already done. Start today, not tomorrow, today. Do one set of sit-to-stands right now, 10 repetitions, slow on the way down. It will take you 3 minutes. If you cannot do 10, do 5. If you cannot do 5, do 1. But do something. Break the pattern of good intentions and delayed action. Your body is changing right now. The only question is whether it is changing in the direction of weakness or the direction of strength. That choice is yours, but you must choose. Doing nothing is itself a choice, and it is a choice with consequences you will regret. I teach you this not as a professor lecturing a student, but as someone who learned it far too late, at great cost, with great humiliation. I was fortunate. I still had enough muscle mass to rebuild from. You may not be so fortunate if you wait. The stairs in my home are still there. I climb them every night. At 102, I climb them more easily than I did at 67. That should not be possible according to conventional wisdom about aging, but it is possible if you do the work. The work is simple. The work is boring. The work is effective. Do the work.